And I'm trying to be ready. It's a huge night. It's the summertime. Not only is it the summertime, it's officially July. It's the start of this amazingly massive mega movie blockbuster month, the biggest one that I've seen in my lifetime. Jurassic World is out. Superman is like just a day away. Fantastic Turtlenecks is right around the corner, and I'm looking forward to seeing all of them in varying degrees. And if you're looking forward to them, you're in the right spot. We're drawing the winners for the Epic Summer Giveaway. That's tonight. And if you don't know what that is, I don't know how. I'm glad you're here, though. It's the big giveaway entry video that I put out with these 3 films being celebrated, and we're giving tons of stuff away. We're drawing the winners tonight. You have time to rush and go back and look at this video, watch it as fast as you can, follow the instructions in the video, and then get right back here, as that way you don't miss out on all your opportunity to win prizes. But just hope you're quick enough, because we're about to get started right after this.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot. You watched the whole video just then, didn't you?
I did. I'm entered.
He watched it as fast as he could. That's the trick. It's to watch it as fast as you can.
Put it on 10x.
Yeah. It is.
With caption.
I don't remember what kind of like my energy level greatly changes depending on what video I'm doing, what day of week I'm recording it. But sometimes, like, I know I'm just rambling. Like, when I finish making a video, I don't even remember what I've said half the time. So I can't imagine watching some of these in multiple speeds like that. That would be absolutely bonkers. Before we get to the whole chat, I already saw a super chat come in from none other than Steven with the CA1 from day one of the earliest Legionnaires, the channel members, dropping a $2 super chat. If you see there's a super chat goal set up, I don't really set those up for Sunday nights. I do them every Tuesday. If you ever catch the new DC Day stream, I do super chat goals. And if we hit the goal, I throw in bonus prizes because there's a weekly giveaway on that show. And since we're doing a giveaway stream, I figured I'd set super chat goal up again. So it's set up for 10 super chats of $2 or higher, and we'll throw bonus prizes in. And we're going to do that every 10 if it goes that far. But the first one, I'm going to throw in bonus books with all the prize packs. I'll add bonus books to them. And if we hit a second round of the two $10 super chats, $2 super chat, I'll throw in one of the McFarlane Superman figures. So we'll do that. I was wondering what to do with that extra one, but if we hit that, I'll throw in the David Cornsweet McFarlane Superman figure as a completely separate prize. So that's up to the chat if we do that or not. So jumping straight to it, say hey to some folks before we get going. Vogsy, what's going on? How are you tonight? Some of these chats have disappeared off into the ether. I don't know if it still shows on the YouTube end, but I forget the guy's name. He's in here a lot talking box office stuff with us, which I appreciate. Kevin Davis was in here super early this morning. So big hello and what's up to Kevin Davis for popping in early. 24-month member milestone chat. When there's no more ideas in Hollywood, reboots will walk the earth. Yup, we're doomed. What is going on, the adventurous one? Yeah, blame it on Hollywood, man. They're afraid to invest in originality anymore. If it doesn't have a built-in fan base, they're not gambling with it right now. Pop, what's going on? Gary B said, have fun. He's off to see Jurassic World. Well, you have fun. You do it. Hope you enjoy the movie. Heroes for our Comic Club. What is going on? Good to see you in here. It is time to end the week. J-Med, hello. Hope everyone. Have you seen it yet, John? I know you hadn't seen it Thursday by the time I saw it, but have you watched it at this point? Have you seen Jurassic World? Cliff on Comics, what's up? Let's go. 38-month member milestone chat from Brother John's Comics. What's good, brothers and sisters? Hello to Brian LCS. Reminder, the things.
Comic Book Community Awards.
Those things.
August 5th or something. It's only like a month away, I think, the final to nominate.
And what is it, and where do people nominate?
They can go to cbcawards.org.
and nominate your favorite YouTube comic book peoples.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on, Bryant? Good to see you in here. See you with a C. 9-month member milestone chat from Matt. Joffrey, what is going on? The real James Willie, hello, hello. Mark had to rent a hand truck for the prize. Yeah, there's a lot. We'll look at it here in a minute. Attention, and Marvel and DC. Do not let Legion of Comics come to see Fantastic Turtlenecks till he says it correctly. I feel like I'm saying it correctly. I feel like I got this down pat. Ronnie Johnson. Yeah. What is going on? In and out and about. Hello, all, and good luck. Good luck to you as well, Ronnie. Good to see you in here. What's going on, Mike? Here for the JP thoughts. Just got back from Jurassic World Rebirth. It was good. Not great. T-Dubs is in here for the 10 boner prizes. Let's go. What's going on, T-Dubs? Good to see you. Not close to the Chris Pratt Jurassic Worlds with an S on that. That's where I think I would disagree. I think that the Chris Pratt Jurassic Worlds, the three of those, are wildly different from each other. But I will say I think that the first Jurassic World is the second best installment into the franchise, hands down. I think the original is the best. I think the first Jurassic World is the second best. And then there's a large gap between whatever comes next. However you stack your list, I think most people would have the original Jurassic Park and the first Jurassic World in their top two. And then everything else is debatable. But I think it'd be hard to debate outside of those two being the best installments in the overall franchise. Getting some hearts from Cliff on Comics. My early comment disappears sometimes. Yeah, YouTube can't keep all of them in there like that. I think it's something about going live with the stream, like it really kicks it in. Nope, still haven't. Might be going tonight. I'll see it. Come on, man. You know, we expect more of you, John. We expect so much from you.
You have failed us for the last time.
Okay, I'll see Superman Tuesday. That's what that says. Okay, I'll see Superman Tuesday. Me too. Hashtag me too, Cliff. 45-month member milestone chat from Burke Family 54. Comics started from the bottom. Now we're here. Yeah, absolutely. Nominations. There it is. Why are you yelling at us? Nominations. Pop's throwing those custom emojis. You get access to those custom emojis, those things that show up in the chat better than they do on the screen here. But you get access to these things and the loyalty badges by joining the channel membership, as well as exclusive early content, members-only streams, bonus prize opportunities, all kinds of stuff. So seen Jurassic World Rebirth. It was good. Not great. Gave it an 8 out of 10. Might see it again after watching Superman half a dozen times. Yeah, there we go. Space Case Collectibles, what is going on? I agree with Mark on the rankings. Yeah, it's pretty hard to argue that. The rest of them are very debatable. Definitely can be debatable. I think the franchise really found itself at this point in time, though. Like, some people enjoy it more than others, but I don't think a franchise exists outside of Mission Impossible where it just continuously gets better. Like that franchise is an anomaly. But this Jurassic Park had the least amount of dinosaurs. They were there, but in the Scooby-Doo universe, the Fantastic Turtlenecks wear ascots. How about that? Agree with your ranking. Yeah. Dude, I gotta tell you, man, that Jurassic World, this one needs a new name. This Rebirth needs a new name. Like, Park is the first trilogy, World is the second trilogy. They should have just called it Jurassic Rebirth.
I was just gonna say, why even put the world in there? Just call it Jurassic Rebirth.
From now on, that's what we're doing, Paul. That's its name now. If this channel is good at anything, it's renaming things. That Wakanda Forgettable, the Fantastic Turtlenecks, and Jurassic Rebirth. It would have been a great name, and that's its name now. JR. Jurassic Rebirth. Now we're all on the same page. If you're watching, that's its name, so we all understand. So the Jurassic World trilogy did a great job of introducing reoccurring characters. Like, even my kids, like Monkey was 2 when Dominion came out, and she still asks about Claire and Owen and stuff, and Finn, like when he's playing Jurassic Park, whether it be with toys or running around in the yard, pretending he's pretending to be Owen, they're very, very easily recognizable characters. So That's what Rebirth has done with Scarlett Johansson's character and some others potentially, but we won't know for sure till we see what comes next. But yeah, they needed to lose the name Jurassic Rebirth. Leave it at that. I think the J is the important part, right?
Exactly.
It does get cold in New York. I'm beyond shocked that Joe gave it. It's so funny. It was a couple of days ago. I know that I'm going to, he said, I know it's going to get pointed out, but I'm going to do it anyways. I'm giving this movie an 8. Yeah. Thursday, you will believe a dog can fly. Hashtag Cryptic Tuesday, man. In all reality, like, this is a really interesting rollout for Superman, right? Like, the 11th is the official street date. Everyone's going to have seen it by the 11th.
Right.
So come the 11th, it's going to be a week out from people. Like, if you're not at this point, if you're not going on the 8th, I feel bad for you because of the amount of people going on the 8th for that record-setting ticket sales number for that day.
Right.
I broke the record for the year so far.
There was a time when opening dates, movies would be shown at midnight just so they didn't break the date. Now the opening date is the 11th, but you can see it at 2:00 on the 10th for a regular showing, just a regular showing.
And that all started with the Aurora, Colorado thing that happened during The Dark Knight Rises. But Thursdays are official release days. Like, you're hard pressed to find any theater that doesn't have at least 5 showings for any movie the day before it comes out. Mm-hmm. Like, that's its actual premiere day. But man, there's no way anyone will be able to be on the internet and not see spoilers. And I'm not talking about from me. The nature of the internet. The official review embargo gets lifted tomorrow for the people that saw it early and everything. The critics, the fan events, the red carpet events.
I saw your video.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's going to be interesting. We're going to be doing a lot of talking about Superman today. I feel it. 6.5 for me for Evil's Comics. And that Superman logo, the Hulk fist, and the Legion. Yeah. We will believe it Tuesday. Joe Pops called me toward the end of work. I answered on my killer. He goes, "You excited?" I'm like, "What?" He goes, "This time tomorrow, we're going to be watching Superman." I said, "I'm not. I'm going Tuesday, but I like your energy." He's like, "Oh, crap. Like, I had the wrong day." Yeah, Thursday, do it. Yeah, get there as early as you can, man. Jurassic Island. Dude, that would have been almost as good as Jurassic Rebirth. It'd have been very very topical, Jurassic Island. Mm-hmm. Kind of killed the world part first 5. Yeah, exactly, right? Jurassic Equator. Mm-hmm. What can we do here? We won't get to see it till Thursday. Some people saw it 2 weeks ago. I just wasn't one of them. Yeah, Joe's in the chat. Joe saw this movie weeks ago. And dude, I was talking in a group chat earlier. They were talking about the embargo and the leaked reviews. And someone mentioned that they're all fake. I'm like, well, some of them aren't fake because people have seen this. And there's even one of the regular homies in the community. He might have been in the chat. I don't know. But you wouldn't know that he sees these movies weeks in advance because he conducts himself honorably, and that's what he's on. He's on the honor system when he sees it. They don't have Joe signing NDAs and contracts. They're just asked when they see it, please don't put out spoilers till this day. Be courteous, and I'm sure you could potentially ruin your name and get blacklisted depending on the event or something. But yeah, I've said it before. I'll say it again. Joe's the right person to see these movies ahead of time. He sees them, he gives it an 8. And he doesn't spoil anything. That's it. As you're supposed to. Boom, tickets for Tuesday and Thursday. Yeah. It worked out good because I'll be heading to the island, not the bad one, the good one, Friday morning. So not having to go see it Thursday night is a lifesaver. So depending on how good it is, we might see it again on the island, the good island, not the bad island, the little movie theater there over vacation. We'll see.
AMC is having a special opening night thing where you get a free comic book.
Yeah.
So,
what book is it?
I think it's like just made for. I'm sure it may be the same one that you were getting at Fandango if you ordered that whole package or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering about. You don't know for sure?
I don't know for sure. I won't know until I get it.
It's this cinema that I had never heard of called Look Dine-In Cinemas.
Yeah.
Look Dine-In Cinemas reached out to Big Time Collectibles a couple of months ago and spoke with them, and they put together this Superman Unlimited #1. This Dine-In Cinema produced their own variant, Kryptonite Green logo foil. Oh no, not foil. I'm sorry, Kryptonite Green logo variant that's only sold.
It says exclusive foil edition, right below it.
It is foil. Okay, so yeah, they reached out to BTC and got this made, so they had their own book for their theater. This is the Bedford location. They're selling them in person. There's a couple of them that already made it to the eBay, $60, $80, something like that. Not a lot of copies, but they're up there. But I talked to Nelson when I saw him on eBay. I'm like, yo, what's the deal with these? I'm not in Bedford. He is getting 100 copies.
Yeah,
he's going to sell them on the website. He told me to let everybody know, don't pull the trigger on eBay yet. They'll be there if you want to overpay for them. eBay's eBay. You'll be able to find them. But 500 copies total. He's getting 100 of them. He'll put them for sale at BTC for a regular book price. Not $3.99, but regular exclusive price. It costs more to make them in those numbers and stuff. But just hold out for BTC. He said he didn't want to put pre-orders up. He wants to get them in hand first. He is receiving books from a movie theater. Not from a comic distributor. So he wants to make sure he gets them in hand, inspects them according to their standards, and sees what he can put up. Hopefully the goal is obviously for all 100 to be perfectly fine, but just hold out for BTC if you don't want to spend a lot of money. If anything, the channel is known for its renaming of things, hence Mark calling the Fantastic Turtlenecks now Fantastic Turtlenecks.
Alamo Draft House has what I think, actually they're all sold out now, but has just the perfect popcorn bucket, I think. Actually just sent it to your IG.
Which one is this?
It's Alamo Draft House. There's pretty some locations.
That's pretty cool. So when we went to Jurassic Rebirth, they had all of the Regal swag. Regal swag was out in full force, and the metal popcorn tin was out. The crypto plushies were out. The crypto dog bowl was out. That's pretty cool. The one that they had there for was just like all blue tin, kind of Fortress of Solitude-y looking. That's what I'll end up picking up, and I'm sure the kids are going to end up with
that. Has the comics inside, right? You can look inside of it, and it's got different Superman comics inside, I think, right? That you can. It's got.
Oh, I didn't pick it up and look. That's pretty cool.
It's got it imprinted on the like. It's got Neil Adams 233. It's got all those different ones.
That's awesome. I didn't notice that at all. That's awesome.
I think that's it. Oh no, wait, is that the really big one? Maybe that's not the one I'm thinking of. Okay.
No, they also have the one that's like a glass case, and it comes with a Superman figure that you take out, and he attaches to the outside where it looks like he's heat visioning, like the heat vision touches it and it like locks in, so he's like the handle almost. But that was like bigger. This clear one was.
There's two metal ones. There's one that is big, and that's the Fortress of Solitude one. So that's not the one that you see on the inside. But then there's another one that has Superman and Krypto on it, both an artist rendition and the picture of them. And that's the one that inside has the different comic covers of it.
No, let's see. If I can get a straight up picture. Okay, here we go. Here's a good one for it. There's so many, dude.
Oh, yeah.
So many. It's insane. Oh, God. This is going to be goofy. Let's see. What is that? 54. The angels up in the cloud. Finn's in there having a field day. Come on, give me a picture with all of them. There we go. It's weird when I'm streaming and save a picture, it won't recognize it in StreamYard easily. I have to end up going and taking a screenshot of it. So they have all of this stuff at the one Regal location, which had awesome Jurassic Park options as well. But So you have like starting on the far right. That's the one I was referring to. That's like metal, and it has a lid to it too, which is new to me. The idea of getting the lids. And right next to it, poking up tall, is Superman sitting in a chair. The cup comes with the cup toppers. Regal tends to have these cartoonish looking cup toppers. They're not detailed. They're kitty looking and all that stuff. And they have a Lex Luthor or Superman. But then the Crypto dog bucket. And then they have actual Funko Pops. And then there's a Crypto plushie, I think a Superman cape, another cup that has him flying. And then the big popcorn thing. If you look at the big thing in the middle, it looks like a popcorn machine, even with a little, that silver thing inside the black box is like where the kernels go, you know, and they pop out of it when it gets hot. And when you put the Superman figure to it, is made to look like it's his heat vision shooting through it, warming up the popcorn, which is super clever. Super clever. But they got a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. No clue what anyone would do with all of that stuff.
Yeah.
What theater company do you typically hit?
AMC. That's the one that has the one closest to me.
There you go. Joe gives it a 10 out of 10. You should do YouTube shorts where you just say, I give this movie an 8 out of 10. Dude, you know how, like, if you did that consistently, like, you didn't have to do it with new movies that came out, but just find a little quick way of doing shorts and just, say what you like about it for a couple sentences and say, I give this movie an 8 out, and say about every one of them. Eventually, he legit would get so many views from people that are just triggered. Just absolutely triggered.
He should just change the title of his channel to 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10 comics. 8 out of 10 collectors.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool. What is that? Well, the fact he wants to see it again is kind of a spoiler. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the only movie that I know Joe hasn't seen multiple times in theaters was Madam Web. Anything outside of that, I think, yeah, he's a theater guy. I don't have tickets yet. I'll see it at some point next weekend. There you go. Yes, sir. BTC will be selling them. No, it's not an Eris exclusive. That's Eris is just hosting. Eris works technically for Big Time Collectibles. Like they hire this guy on Whatnot to run shows and do stuff because he has a big following, and they just use their inventory. A lot of times he'll be doing those streams from BTC. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a lot of the stuff that you see, like when Eris showed the Superman gold foil thing, he's just doing advertising for Big Time Collectibles.
Pay attention to what you're buying on Whatnot.
Especially his streams. I'm seeing it Thursday. There you go. Yeah, Eris is a fun streamer. Definitely a fun streamer. AMC giving away a comic Cinemark, a Crypto dog tag, and this past weekend gave away mystery bag Funko Pop click bags. I got Lex. Nice. Cinemark had a dog bowl for the popcorn tin. That's funny. Daily Planet paper dispenser is cool. Yeah. They have Soup's glass chamber. Put popcorn aside. Yeah, there's so many of them. Fort Cinemark, Superman, the glass chamber, the dog. Boom. There's a lot. There's a lot. I'm cool with tins. I've said it before. They're just wildly easier for me. Better late than never. What's going on, David? Good to see you in here, homie. Corbin, hello, guys. I still have to catch Jurassic Rebirth. How was it? We're about to get to it. Where can someone enter the sweepstakes? For the one tonight, you can be here in the live chat, or you can go watch this video and maximize your entries and then get back here before we start giving stuff away. So go watch that video and get back as fast as you can. I gave it a 6.5. Regal is going all out. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Joe's Movies Reviews. We got Ronnie Johnson dropping the $2 super chat. Big shout out and thank you to Ronnie. Let's hit him with a clip. Edu popcorn bucket that doesn't hold popcorn. Yeah. I think he said it's his exclusive, and that's his mark on the back of the book. I don't know. It's Look Cinemas. I don't know if he must have done it with them or something. You're talking about the Look Cinemas, right?
I think on the back,
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
His logo is combined kind of with the DC logo, I think.
Could be. I'm not familiar with that aspect of it. I know it's the theater one, but in terms of him and Big Time Collectibles, you see him working with them selling their stuff for him.
Yeah.
Get this off my screen. Yeah, the AQ on it, Eris Kionis. Yep. Boom. Yeah, above the look symbol. Yep. Falls right out of his stomach. Oh, that'd be funny with the kaiju.
Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting until they come out with a bottled city of popcorn. That'd be cool. That'd be super cool.
They got to save something for the sequels.
Jonathan Jackson gives it a 3.5 out of 10. Also, what's going on, Jonathan? Good to see you, homie. So that equals a 7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Solid score. He said it's a co-exclusive. Yeah, got you. $2 super chat from Evil's Comics. Big shout out to Mike.
You want blood? Go get it!
Boom, boom, boom. Kenny B, what's going on? All right, we caught up at the bottom of the chat. That took forever. I ramble, especially when I'm tired. All right, looking at the prizes that are being given away tonight, definitely recommend going and watching that video. But starting with the big ones in there, the first Jurassic Park comic book was from Topps Comics. This CGC 9.4 is signed by both George Perez and Walt Simonson. That's a wild book. So we got Jurassic Park. Next up is the Superman movie. So we have Superman number 12, the Lee Bermejo variant with Lex in his battle suit, which potentially could be in this movie. There's some Spin Master toys that has that. This is signed by Lee Bermejo in the CGC 9.8, who came to the States for a MegaCon this past year. And then a Marvel Supervillain Classic number 1, which features the Origin of Galactus in a CBCS 8.0. Some John Jane goodness with Star Wars, because we do got to show Star Wars some love since Disney won't do it. And then there's Jurassic Park Raptor issue number 1, so you can actually read a Jurassic Park book. The first appearance of Doomsday and Man of Steel 18, the death of Superman and Superman number 75. This is the second print with the purple logo there. Then we have the 2025 reprint, the first appearance of Metamorpho, who's making his cinematic appearance on the silver screen this Tuesday as well. Superman for All Seasons. This is the complete set, all 4 issues. Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale iconic series, which is one of the few that was talked about early on between All-Star Superman, Kingdom Come, Superman for All Seasons, and stuff that was like source material for James Gunn to get his mind's eye for the movie. Some Mark Spears goodness with Captain Planet number 1. Probably, I don't even think it's debatable, like the hottest cover artist in comics right now. Also, issue 1 for his Space Quest, which that was pretty cool. The black and white sketch cover for Miller World's Huck. What is this? Huck Big Bad World issue number 1. And because I've just been loving this Hanna-Barbera stuff, there's also the Linsner sketch variant for the Herculoids number 3. I don't know if it's just a regular variant or one of the ratios. Dynamite does so many ratios, like there's one in 5s, 10s, 15s, 20s. I'm not sure that settles, but that's all one big prize. That's going all to one lucky winner. That'll be the last one that we do. And also giving away separately will be Metamorpho issue number 1, the Ian Bertram variant, which is super dope. I don't know what it is about this cover. The artist is perfect for this cover. Yeah, the Elemental Man. How about that? And then Action Comics number 866, featuring a signature by none other than Jeff Johns himself. This is the Brainiac storyline that the animated film was adapted from. So you have Jeff Johns. Jeff Johns and Gary Frank together as a dream team on there. So that'll be a prize unto itself. And then we have some BTC exclusives that I got with Thunderbolts number 1, the David Nakayama Virgin variant. And I forget which issue of Thunderbolts this one is and who the cover artist is, but some Yolanda goodness on there.
And the Century Fantastic Four one-shot special going in there as well to get some Fantastic Four love to represent the upcoming Fantastic Turtleneck movie. And yet some Century on there to go with the Thunderbolts. So there's 3 separate prize packs. And if we hit the Super Chat goals, which I'm supposed to keep up with that, I guess, we'll throw extra stuff in the mix with all that. Let me pull this up because there's been Super Chats that came through. So I need to pay attention to that. Where's that goal at? So it's at 4 out of 10. So if you watch that video, you know that there's numerous ways to win, one of which is just being here present in the live chat. Another one is commenting on that video as well. And the third one is for the Legionnaires. I got their name in a separate wheel that will spin at the end here in just a little bit. Geek Out with Roscoe's here. What is going on, brother?
Hey.
What is going on, brother? Hey, party people. Hope you're all doing well today. I'm making it. Super tired. Disney doesn't show anything love, especially their audience. I agree with that. Spears is on fire. Absolutely. Christina Payne, hello to you. Cup of Comics, what's up, brother? Good to see you in here. Good evening. What's up, Tate? How are you doing, homie? Tater Tot, shoot me with the update on The Shift. They had... Tate is one of the creators on their own comic project called The Shift. I'm excited to see how that all comes together. I think last you mentioned they were waiting on books to arrive. I'm excited for that though. What's up, Bogsy? Hello to you. All right. So Paul, let's do this. I'm going to we're going to give away this Thunderbolts Fantastic Four pack.
Okay.
All right, I got this comment picker already up here. Let's do it this way. This one is going to get drawn from, if you watch the entry video, you know that there's numerous ways to enter, one of which was watching that video and leaving a hashtag. That means that anybody, even if you weren't able to be here tonight, was able to get in on this. So I got the hashtag in there from the video. Filter the duplicate users. Let's see. Filter comment by words or hashtag, and the hashtag that you were asked to enter was Legion of Comics. We are Legion. So that's in there. So that's what we want to filter for. Number of winners, 1. Show random names. Yeah. Duration is set for 5 seconds. The math equation, 1 + 8 = 9 to filter out bots. Let's get our YouTube comments. Let's see if this works. All right. So if I hit this, is that on the screen? Yeah. So if I hit this button, it'll give us 1 lucky winner of whoever gets his first prize.
Mm-hmm.
This will be the 2 Thunderbolt exclusives and the Century Fantastic Four one-shot from the Marvel Knights era. So good luck to everybody. Thank you all for watching that video and entering. Haven't done like an old school giveaway in a while with entries and all that. So this is kind of funsies. So let's hit this thing. Oh, we're up to 6. We're up to 6 super chats. I see more coming in. JS says Brooklyn. Let me hit these real quick. What is going on, homie? Good to see you here. Very generous, Mark, and happy 4th Sunday. Oh, happy 4th to you as well, good sir. Thank you so much. We also have Evil's Comics dropping 2. Get it there. Tate Comics dropping the 2. There we go. Getting close.
7 now.
7 out of 10. And yeah, even if we hit the prize thing, even if we hit the 10 after we've given stuff away, I'll still go back and throw the bonus stuff in there. So
and
since
it is 4th of July weekend, check in the description for the video to Mark's merch store. He has some USA American flag stuff up there.
Yeah, I was going to get that brought up here as well. Appreciate the reminder on there. New merch drop this past weekend. New merch drop. All right, good luck to everybody. Again, thank you all for entering. Let's see who's going home with this first prize pack.
Obito Comics.
Obito Comics. So this is where the fun comes in. I hope that they go and they watch this video. Obito Comics. Let me screenshot this, because while I'm not capable of tracking people down, I can at least make a post about it on the community tab. So there we go. Obito Comics. I don't know if you're in the live chat right now. But congrats to you, good sir. I got your name on that. You're going to need to reach out to me on Instagram, Facebook, email, X, Threads, whatever the social media is. I'm not on Blue Sky. And I'd probably never see if you message me on Threads. That place is a cesspool. But yeah, Instagram, Facebook, or email, reach out to me. I'll get it sent your way. Big thank you. All right. So that's the first giveaway. We'll run another one for live chats and spin the wheel. We're only 2 super chats away from doing the bonus prizes in there. Then I'll pack these boxes full of extra goodies. But in the meantime, Jurassic World Rebirth, better known as Jurassic Rebirth. Some even call it Jurassic Island, I've been told. All acceptable, all accurate. It's been a massive release. This is one that we called early on because it's a no-brainer. This is one of the most financially successful film franchises that's out there. When they release a movie, it's like printing money. And this one's no exception. As a matter of fact, it's kind of exceeded all expectations.
It set a record for 4th of July.
It did. It crossed over 350 million opening weekend, setting Scarlett Johansson as the highest grossing actor of all time, surpassing, I think it was Zoe Saldana, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
Because she's an Avatar. She's an Avenger. Like a lot of this with Scarlett Johansson is like a lot of MCU stuff carrying the water for that. And the same thing with Zoe Saldana. She was in the Guardian movies, she was in the Avenger movies, and she was in the Avatar movies.
Yeah.
So it like really skyrocketed Zoe Saldana. But a big shout out to Scarlett Johansson, the hardest working woman in show business.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was awesome. What's it sitting at the box office? Do you know?
Yep. 147 domestic, 171 international, 318 worldwide.
Woo! And that's without the Sunday numbers finalized?
That's they
project.
They guesstimate, yeah, the Sunday numbers.
318 worldwide. That's huge, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge. Eesh. Kevin said it at the front end of the stream in the comments that this movie is going to take a bite out of Superman. It's good that Superman has a 2-week gap between the Fantastic Turtlenecks. People show up for dinosaurs. People show out for dinosaurs. This franchise hasn't been making masterpieces since the first film, but people still come. There's something about dinosaurs that's just appealing to everybody, period. But it's not like any other films really have the same weight as a Jurassic Park movie for some reason. You know, the Adam Driver film, 65 million or just 65, something like that. It didn't do stuff like this.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Primeval War that's coming. What's it called?
The Primitive War.
Primitive War. I'm sure it won't do numbers like this. There's just this franchise has an X factor to it. It's wild. It's 5 days, not 3 days though.
Yes, that's true. It did 91 over a 3-day.
Yeah, it had the cheat code in there. But movies do that regularly. You know, you have Memorial Day weekend, 4th of July, all that stuff. It's great if you can hit one of those holiday weekends. But I think it only did 14 or 17 or something like that domestically on that Thursday. Mm-hmm. But that's what we were saying earlier in the stream too. Superman's they're really stretching their release week. That way that they can bolster the numbers and brag about these numbers and stuff. Just 65. Star Wars crossover, the Rancor. His name was Arms. God.
Yeah, remember when before Marvel came along, Harrison Ford was probably the biggest box office. He was in Indiana Jones. He was in Star Wars. You know.
Yeah, this is a good point. That's without IMAX screens. I told Kyle this, and I was talking to the guy at the theater when we were getting our tickets scanned, and I'm like, I told him it was kind of BS that there's no IMAX screens for Jurassic Park, none, because F1 had already reserved them out. Only F1 showing. So we go to the theater and there's tons of people there. Like we go on a Thursday, we see it at 8:10 p.m. and it's even a smaller room. It isn't even one of their primary auditoriums because there's already people in that one. Dude, it was well over halfway full with shows playing like every half hour. And I'm thinking to myself, I bet there's not 7 people in that stupid IMAX right now. Not 7 freaking, there's probably not 7 feet. You probably couldn't find 7 feet in that IMAX room. But here we are having to watch this in not IMAX. I mean, I get you're competing, you're paying, you're renting that space, but dude, F1, like if I was a theater company, I'd be like, you can have it until Jurassic Park gets there.
I'd be like, F you.
Exactly. Like, like, sure, you can have the IMAX screen, but Jurassic Park comes out this week. So no, as a company, it's like, you'd have to really do some accounting guesstimations. Are you making more money just letting Apple pay you for those screens versus what you'd actually make off those screens by people buying tickets? Because people are going to be, this is going to have a huge second weekend, like which is bad because Superman's coming out, and I think that'll slow down its second weekend. But oh man, to your answer, why people go see the Jurassic franchise is because everyone loves dinosaurs. 1,000%. 1,000%. They never go out of style unless you're actually dinosaurs. Like as long as you're not actually dinosaurs, it doesn't go out of style because they're definitely extinct. What's going on, Rich? Good to see you in here. I'll be watching Superman on Friday, and I'll be Servano versus. I'll be watching on Tuesday, my guy. F1 was great though. No arguing that. No debating that. None whatsoever. I wonder where it's at box office wise. I said that movie will finish its box office run in the 300 million range. It'll be in there. And I think it's open. I think it's only up to like 150 right now. So it'll be stretching to hit that 300 mark. So a movie that's one of the most expensive films in the history of cinema is hoping to maybe hit 300 lifetime.
F1?
Yeah. Where's it
F1
at?
is at 293 right now worldwide.
And now we're into Jurassic World, Superman, Fantastic Turtlenecks. It's over. Game over. If you're an adult going to see F1, you had your shot. Now you're going to see these other movies or taking kids to see Superman or Fantastic Turtlenecks. It's done. It'll end in the 300 range, no doubt. And we called that, talking to our good friend Kevin, who hangs out in here before the stream nowadays. But I told him that'll end there. It'll go straight to Apple Plus after that, and that's where I'll watch it.
F1 fell 54.3% week over week,
and
which was
this
the
is its
largest
second or third weekend right here.
This is its second weekend.
Yeah, it's over. Put a fork in it. Cooked. But yeah, quality wise, no doubt it's phenomenal. But that's not what I'm referring. Just like, what a bad decision. Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, it's going to give it a huge dent, I think, because again, it goes back to just how popular, wildly attractive, and alluring dinosaurs are. But let's get to it, Paul. Just as we always do, straight on the front end, where do you rate Jurassic Rebirth? That's what we're calling it. If you're just getting in here, we have the Jurassic Park trilogy, the World trilogy. We're calling this Rebirth, as to be able to separate it.
I would give it a 7.5 out of 10 rings.
Now, do you do the thing where you kind of separate it critically from your personal enjoyment kind of thing? Because I like to separate those.
Yes. I would give it probably an 8 for my enjoyment and a 7 for being a good movie.
Kind of critical. So yeah, like kind of recognizing our biases and stuff. And I was talking to J Med. He messaged me. God, who was it that I gave my actual ranking to? Because I had a lot of people message me like okay, so it was Becker that messaged me Friday. I'm still watching. No, it was the next morning he messaged me. I told him my personal score is a 7.5 out of 10. My critical score is a 5.5 out of 10. Like I enjoyed it. My bias kicks in. There's dinosaurs on the screen. I'm there with my family. There's just something about it's just fun. You know what I mean? Like I have a lot of fun watching bad movies. And critically, I think like it's a layup for a 5.56 range. But enjoyment factor is so much higher. so much higher. The cinematography is really good in it. The visuals are great. The characters are fun, and there's a lot of them and stuff. But there's really no like. Even though people are dying and stuff, there's no like stakes that I feel like I get attached to. Like I'm on the edge of my seat in moments, but not because I care about the characters, but just because it's a suspenseful moment kind of thing. And I think that's what's come to be expected out of this franchise. It's very comparable to like a Godzilla movie, in my opinion, at this point.
Yeah, I mean, for me, why I enjoyed it was, I mean, you want to see something new, and you had that, with the whatever they call that. I can't even think of the name of the alien looking dinosaur. Yeah, the D-Rex.
Yeah, freaking Rancor.
Yeah. But you didn't see it enough. That's the problem is, you saw it. It didn't really, every time it seemed like it got close to anybody, they didn't really get close enough anyway to Scarlett Johansson or Jonathan Bailey or anything. They were far enough away from what it seemed like. But I did like, I mean, you saw a lot of the old favorites too. You saw T-Rex, you saw, I can't think of the name in it, but the one that has the flapping thing on the side, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dilophosaurus.
Yeah. You started off almost right at the beginning. You saw the banner when dinosaurs walk the earth, floating down, just like from the first movie. You had, the bad guy, the businessman, he doesn't make it, of course. That's a Jurassic Park staple. Things that you expect that were there, and I thought were actually done pretty well. So, but I would have liked to have seen more dinosaurs, like somebody pointed out too. You see the awe in Jonathan Bailey's face when he first saw, those giants.
Do you want to share that story about the Titanosaurus scene?
Yes.
So like the big long necks, that whole scene.
Yeah. So Jonathan Bailey, apparently, he was in an orchestra when he was younger, and he actually asked Gareth Edwards if he could sit in with the orchestra and watch them as they scored the movie. And when he got there, he actually asked if he could sit in with the orchestra, and he just figured he would be in the back and everything. So the conductor, Andrew Desplat, I believe is his name, there came a solo. They happened to be doing a solo of the scene where Jonathan Bailey sees those big dinosaurs and he puts his hand on his leg. If you've seen the movie, he puts his hand on one of the legs of it, and the sound, the score is actually played by Jonathan Bailey. He's playing his character's music. So when he puts his hand on it, it's actually Jonathan Bailey playing the clarinet that you hear go up for his for that particular scene. So it's kind of cool. So Jonathan Bailey was actually, he's in the score. He's he's in the movie, and obviously, and it just happened to be that the day that he went there was the day that they were recording that particular scene. So everything kind of just lined up. So it's pretty cool, I thought.
No. To answer Kevin's question earlier, we did one chat giveaway. There's 2 more to go tonight. 2 more to go. That's a good question. What do you think Jurassic will make on its second weekend, and what will Superman do on its first? I think the predictions for Superman are probably close. Like they got it at between 130 and 170 on the high end, and some have gone as low as 100 million domestic. I think it's probably a safe bet that it'll do around 130, to be honest with you, because I think a lot of people will still see Jurassic Park. To be honest with you, I think that it's getting enough buzz. I think a lot of people know what they sign up for. No one's buying these tickets expecting to see the first film anymore. They're expecting what they've been shown for the past 20 years. That's why they're still buying them. People like it. The critical reactions to them don't waver anybody from going to see them anymore. They still go buy a ticket. But I think there's also a lot of people out there in the grand scheme of things. When a movie makes $1 billion, when a movie has an insane opening, that's still not even a fraction of the population has gone and seen the movie. I think that this month is going to get more people to the theater than that we even knew was possible, whether they're seeing Superman or Jurassic World. But I can, 50% drop is like a death knell. Because of Superman, I could see Jurassic. Without Superman, I could see Jurassic Park doing like a 30% drop. But with Superman, I can see it hitting a 50% drop, but not because of its performance, just because of Superman taking from it. This was Homage City movie. It was. There's a lot of stuff in there. Did you catch it when So the whole premise of this movie is, you have this pharmaceutical guy who's like collecting people that can take him to the equator, because in Jurassic World Rebirth, they do address the world aspect. You know what I mean? Like, the Jurassic World franchise introduced dinosaurs to the population. The Mosasaurus is swimming in the ocean. Brontosaurus is walking in lumber yards. T-Rex is wrecking drive-in cinemas, all kinds of stuff. But in this one, they start out by explaining it to us that the world isn't exactly suited for dinosaurs anymore. The oxygen content, the environment is different. The climate is different. But around the equator of the Earth, it's the most similar to what they need to live. So they've all kind of made their way there, or the ones that were there survived, and other ones are kind of just dying off. And they even highlight this old Brontosaurus walking around in the streets of New York as it's laying down, old and just tuckered out. But he enlists the help of Scarlett Johansson, who's good at getting to places and extracting things. Basically just a mercenary-esque character. They go get Jonathan Bailey's character, who trained under and learned from Dr. Alan Grant, our original paleontologist from the first trilogy. And they convince him to come to the island and kind of be a, what is it called? Well, you're just your little helper there, your resource person.
Yeah.
What was he supposed to be? Consultant. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And they kind of lured him in with the whole thing. Like, have you ever seen a dinosaur in the wild? Have you ever experienced them and watched them in their habitat? Until you have, you're just a glorified petter at a zoo kind of thing. But when they first show up, after they get him, when they first show up to Mashallah Ali's little tropical part of the world, you see the pharmaceutical guy in the Panama hat, the sunglasses, and the white shirt, and he just pops up in front of the camera and looks back, and I'm like, Dodds, we got Dodds over here. I was waiting for that. I'm like, that's right where my brain went. That was awesome. But there were some fun homages in there. I don't feel like I was wanting for more dinosaurs or anything. I felt like there was enough in there. It did take a little bit to get rolling, but
I think I think Gareth Edwards to me played up more suspense versus physical dinosaurs in a lot of ways. In some ways, the whole thing where she's on the she's in that little house or whatever, and then she's on the dock, and she's got the inflatable raft, and the raft, you can see the T-Rex.
Oh my god, that whole scene was awesome.
And then it inflates up and it falls back, and the dinosaur's gone, and it's like,
yeah, the whole raptor kitchen scene with those mutant ones inside the store. But it almost felt like this was definitely like, they talk about how the Mission Impossible movies are just, they coordinate stunts and then they write a movie around the stunts. This almost felt like they coordinated scenes and wrote the movie around the scenes you had, because they needed DNA samples from 3 specific dinosaurs, right. The biggest from the ocean, the land, and the air. So we need to coordinate scenes around that. So we have the whole Mosasaurus scene, which was freaking awesome. Mm-hmm. The Mosasaurus scene in the water with the Spinosauruses around it and everything. And then you have the very distinct scene with the T-Rex, because, you got to have a T-Rex in there. Right. And did you notice how, whatever the case was, I'm thinking, like, why is a T-Rex on the mutant island? But he has, like, the same distinct stripe patterns that the Mosasaur did in this one. The Mosasaurus didn't have the distinct stripe patterns, the one that made it to the park. This one had those stripes. And they even described it as, like, snake-looking design on his body when they were trying to ID it and stuff.
Well, it makes sense that they would have a T-Rex, something like that, because what they did on that island was they took DNA from a T-Rex and DNA. So that's probably I assumed it was a T-Rex that they took the DNA from to make the D-Rex.
Yeah. I did like the river scene, but there was a couple moments like that where people were going to die for some reason. It's a great story. I love Jonathan Bailey. Yeah, dude, that was pretty impressive. Mm-hmm. I give it a 4.5 out of 10. That 0.5 is for the clarinet. There you go. Jurassic Park Rebirth going to make money. Yeah, it already has. What's going on, Kevin? Good to see you in here, homie. Felt like they cut scenes. Felt like it was a romance of Scarlett and the other guy, and then just doesn't. I don't know. And I talked about this a little bit. This is such a standard blockbuster popcorn summer movie kind of thing. You know, like we're not meant, like they want to give the character some agency and some lore, but we're not meant to ultimately care that much. We're here for the spectacle. So right before everything really kicks off, you have that moment where Zora or Scarlett Johansson's character is sitting down with Mashallah Ali, who they've worked together before, they're friends, and we just get like a 3-minute scene where they get to ask each other how you've been since the last time I seen you. How's your homeboy? Oh, he died, IED. Oh, at least it was fast. I wish it was. And you kind of you see the bond between them, but they're not really making the bond with the audience. And I ultimately don't think they really are trying to. They're just trying to round out these characters in a little way for a brief moment. So it kind of explains their motivations more. And I think that worked better with some characters than others. Like Mashallah Ali's character, they did it with that conversation. And then when he had to run the boat aground, what was the one thing that he cared about grabbing out of the boat? You remember? He goes back and he just grabs the picture of his kid.
Right,
and that character's entire motivation, every decision he made even before then, especially after then, was to try to help the other kids that were there in that situation with him. So that worked perfectly for his character. You know, you kind of got the you know that he's separated from his kid because that conversation with Scarlett Johansson mentioning, did you work things out with Gail? And then he makes that face and she's like, oh, that's awful. You know, so, you know, he's separated. He grabs the photo, you know, he's missing him. So he's seeing his kid and those other kids, and he's willing to die for those other kids, you know, which I think that worked perfectly for his character, Duncan Kincaid. And that worked out great. But the other ones really weren't given much agency, you know, and that's okay. They're just there to be eaten, and they got ate. So worked out good.
When he supposedly died because he directed the T-Rex away from everyone else.
God.
When he supposedly died, I said to myself, I hope you get to play Blade.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's a couple things like you know, Mutant Island. This is just like where it's no secret. Ever since the very first Jurassic Park movie, when Mr. DNA told us how they made these dinosaurs, we found this amber, it had this mosquito in it, had some dinosaur DNA, and we fill in the blank of the DNA sequences with other stuff, and we get a dinosaur. These are the ones that the sequences weren't that great. You know what I mean? Ever since the very first movie, these dinosaurs have been spider goats. That's what they are. They're all spider goats. And some spider goats come out better than others. But the D-Rex was the big opening, which was a great opening sequence. It was wild. It was intense. It was very Final Destination like, with a little rapper going. I'm like, yeah, okay. But the D-Rex, man, I felt like that was the only thing I felt cheated by. I think we might be spoiled. And when I say we, I mean me, but I'm saying we. For the last couple of Jurassic Park movies, we've been watching dinosaurs fight. At the end of Jurassic World, you had the OG T-Rex, literally the OG T-Rex with Blue and the other raptors, Delta, Beta, Charlie, all fighting the Indominus, where a mosasaur comes out and eats it. That was insane. Then the next one, we have an Indoraptor fighting against Blue with the people. And then in Dominion, we had the freaking OG T-Rex back for a final swan song, fighting against the that big giant thing, like the biggest T-Rex shaped dinosaur that there was. I forget what it was called. But yeah, the Therosaur, that giant bird-like one, like fighting together to beat that one. Like, so we've had dinosaurs fighting dinosaurs in these epic battles. And at that point, we're watching kaiju movies. These are genetically manipulated monsters fighting each other, and they're shaped like dinosaurs. So that's the standard for me. That's where I felt like I think something was missing from this one. It was a step backwards. I don't think that they should do that with every movie, but ultimately I think I was going to always feel cheated not having that aspect to it. And the D-Rex didn't really do anything. Like he did eat a helicopter, and they did a good job with the scale of this thing. But did you notice the scaling on some of these dinosaurs was wildly different from one scene to the next?
Yeah, that's why I said, like, for the D-Rex, you know, he never really put most of the main characters in danger at this, you know, because, you know, Ali waved him off with the flare.
Mm-hmm. So I noticed the it's not a pterodactyl. They called it. It was almost named after the great serpent from ancient Mayan lore. It was like Quetzalcoatl thing, whatever.
Yeah.
The giant pterodactyl. When they're in the nest and it comes in there and they're having to try to dodge it, it's one size. It's big. It's the biggest pterodactyl that they ever designed. That's why they're after its DNA. When it crawls up the cliff face and eats that dude, but when it emerges over the cliff face, it's like 5 times the size it was 1 second ago. And when it popped up, even though I'm not on IMAX, I'm like, oh dang, there's a dude in its mouth whose feet's barely hanging out, and you can hear like its beak clumping, making that cool echo sound. But I noticed like this pterodactyl was not as big a minute ago, and now it's definitely bigger. And with the freaking Rancor, it's one size, but when Jonathan Bailey is getting the flare off the pole, he's standing on the catwalk and he shoots the flare, the Rancor comes through the smoke behind him.
Right.
I'm like, damn, it's huge. I didn't remember. It didn't seem that big. It's huge. And the helicopter comes back and you lose sight of it through the fog and stuff. And then the freaking Rancor comes through the fog with it in its mouth. I'm like, now it's 7 times bigger than it just was. Like it is literally 7 times bigger than it just was. And then the next time you see it, it's like a third of that size. The next time you see it scaled next to people, like there was not a consistent sizing of the pterodactyl or the Rancor. And it was like just a couple scenes where it was massively bigger.
That's a byproduct of the mutation.
Okay, that's what it is.
It changes size all the time.
I thought you were going to give me like one of those flat earther apologies. Oh, you're just looking at it through mist and the water fragmenting and the light refraction has skewed your vision. That's all that is. The family plot was completely pointless. Facts. Nothing changed from the main plot. They still did what they had to do and went out. Nothing would be different. Very true, because they ultimately got separated. That reminded me a little bit of Jurassic Park 3, you know, when William H. Macy and who was that? Who was that lady? She was in Fun with Dick and Jane with Jim Carrey. Tony or something? When they hire Dr. Alan Grant to take him to the island for a flyover, but they land to go rescue their missing kid. It kind of felt like the family plot from there. They ultimately were mainly separated on their own little things. I think we just needed more people, right? Just needed more people.
Exactly.
I did like when the dad was asleep that first night, they were sleeping up in the big tree roots, just like Alan did with Ellie and Tim in the first one. Another little nod to what came before. And I like that kind of stuff. Love the security guy until he was gone. Yeah.
And they got what was its name? Dolores, right?
Yeah,
they got something they can sell all the time, all the way to Christmas.
Gotta sell plushies. The kids came out of walking out of the theater talking about, I want a Dolores toy. I want a Dolores. Like, they did their job. So we'll try to find one. Kyle's on her phone looking for one out on the walk to the car. Love the security guy until he was gone. That was the guy that was eaten by the Spinosaurus, right? That they could have held off on that one. That was like I feel like that was like our Eddie Carr death. You know, we had Roland in the first one, who ultimately gets got by the Raptors. You had Eddie in the second one, who gets taken out by the 2 T-Rex, but saving the day kind of thing. Remember when the 2 T-Rexes were attacking the mobile RV thing in the second one, pushing it off the cliff, and Eddie shows up with the car and winches the car, and even though he's getting attacked by T-Rexes, he's staying ducked down in the car, screaming for his life, but holding his hand on the gas pedal. Like, Eddie went out like a G. They could have done that with the security guard in this, who clearly had that one moment when they were trying to do-wop the pharmaceutical guy for more money to kind of establish that he was part of the crew. He's part of the group of friends that have worked together. But he got that little gun and was going at the Spinosauruses, and that man, he got bad. Wasn't very gory for I'll give it that. It did a good job maintaining its PG-13. The family part is the only part that had character development, by the way. The goofy boyfriend. There's only one person in this entire movie with a story arc, with a character arc, and it was the boyfriend. Yo, this had the least amount of raptors in it out of any Jurassic Park movie. We only saw them for maybe 30 seconds.
Yeah, probably, if even that, right?
Yeah. Boyfriend walks away from the little camp to go take a leak, And while he's taking a leak, I don't know how long they were there, but because they were moving so smoothly behind him, and I'm like, oh snap, raptor! I'm like, oh snap, 2 raptors! Like, oh my god, this dude's dead. Then that thing flew down and flew off with him. Like, holy crap! Yeah, Blue is not in it. And Kyle said when we were leaving, she goes, "Does this mean Blue's dead?" I'm like, I think so. They did explain these islands were less populated due to being research and clone. Yeah. And all raptors in this movie died. There was only 2 that I saw, and only
I thought one of them ran off. One of them ran off, and then the other one got eaten.
Yeah, one watched its homie getting slaughtered and dipped. I wish the raptor scene from the trailer wasn't cut. I'm not familiar with the raptor scene in the trailer. I have to go back and watch it. I did a good job out of all these July movies. I've avoided Jurassic Park trailers like the plague. I told Paul like I messed up and accidentally saw like 5 seconds of one when the raft inflated and she pushes it over. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to see this, because that T-Rex, the whole T-Rex sequence was amazing, like so good. Superman be a moderate success for Warner Brothers / DC. One win isn't going to be enough to earn back the audience trust for DC Studios. 1,000%. I think. What do you consider a moderate win? I think for one, Superman, I think is out to be a powerhouse. I'm predicting an absolute powerhouse. But I've said this for years. Same thing with Marvel. One good movie does not win you back over the audience, just like one bad movie didn't lose your audience. It takes a track record. You need Superman to get the best word of mouth.
And I think I've said it multiple times on this show, is that it needs to obviously make some money, but it doesn't need to make $1 billion as long as it becomes the cornerstone for a DC universe.
Correct. And we were saying, even before, really since the tumultuous time after the Snyder Cut, we're like, okay, now DC needs to get it together. Just make a good movie. Don't expect people to come see it, but make a good movie. That way it just has a good reputation. Like cult classics are cult classics because they have a good reputation, not because they made money. But their positive reputation means, like, if you take Donnie Darko and you look at how many people saw that in theaters versus how many people have seen it now, you would be just like mind blown by the difference. So it has a crazy good reputation, and millions of people have seen it now, but it was like a financial, like, just who's seen it. That's what you need with Superman. You need to make sure its reputation stays positive. That way, when the next thing comes out, people are like, well, what have I missed? And people have nothing but good stuff to say about it. And then you get another good movie, and now you start to get a little bit of goodwill back. But yeah, they're in no place to assume an audience. Neither is Marvel. Marvel's in no place to assume an audience, as the box office record and the Disney Plus record shows. They have successfully ran their audience away, both Warner Brothers with DC and Disney with Marvel. You'll always have people that see it, but
I did finish Ironheart this weekend.
I did too. We'll move over to that in just a minute. I still say they could have done without the family being there aspect, but if you want your monster movie to make money, always endanger a child or two. That's accurate. Look at the MonsterVerse movies. You had 11 in there. Millie Bobby Brown they introduced in there, and then when Millie Bobby Brown came back, they got the little girl from the Skull Island. She was back for 2 films. Did y'all see that one season? One reason Sinners was so good is they gave him the Blade reboot costume warehouse. I did not. I still have to watch Sinners. It's on Max now. I got to check that out. Ryan Coogler, Sinners, okay film, just dusted on, but black version. Yeah, I've heard it. I've heard nothing but good stuff about it. And that's one that I've been watching to try to catch a physical media out in the wild. I'm trying to buy that Steelbook. The Steelbook looks awesome for it. If I can't find it, I'm just going to bite the bullet and order from Groove. Because there's a couple stuff like the Casper Steelbook. I love the Casper movie, man, with Bill Pullman. Love that. But I'm thinking about pre-ordering the Jurassic Park, Casper, and Sinners if I can't find it in the wild. It's good to get at least 2 or 3 at a time to really maximize that shipping. It's not bad shipping, but still. I want to say the scaling on the D-Rex was weird. Big enough to pull a helicopter, but then he was like a T-Rex size. Yeah. Dude, that whole helicopter fit in his mouth and just stuck out just a little bit. Like Cloverfield size first. Yes, exactly. Pim particles might be. Tia Leone, thank you so much. There it is. Yep. Keep waiting for Dolores' mom to show up. That would have been cool. I was too.
The first time he ran into the ferns or whatever, I thought something big was gonna come out.
Yeah, I was waiting on that as well, because with any animals, like you see baby ones and you think parents, Jurassic Park 2 with the blue. Mm-hmm. Here we go. If white actors play Ironheart, even with bad writing, folks would not care at all. The reason this show is getting all this attention because the lead is a black woman. I disagree. Yeah. It's just a shit show, my man. Again, like check just take that assumption and apply it to the last X number of Marvel movies or Marvel TV shows, and people are still shitting on them. They're still underperforming, and no one's watching them. Secret Invasion, that was a white girl. Like, if you're talking about white people, hated it. They clowned on it. They memed Emily Clark like she was your big powerhouse in it. Like Captain America and Falcon TV show, the Flag Smasher chick, like people hated her when they tried to forefront her as a misunderstood, like not bad guy character. They made fun of Sharon Carter as being a mastermind. These are white females in there, not even counting the rest of them. This adage, this just race baiting thing, it doesn't work. Are there bad spirited reviewers out there that just attack stuff? Absolutely. 100%. It's not the problem, though. There's not enough of them to affect it. It's just that simple. The Marvels had a multifaceted cast with white girl, black girl, Indian girl. It's the worst performing MCU movie to date. It was just bad. Thunderbolts lead. Here's a perfect one. Thunderbolts. Eternals. Well, let's just start with Thunderbolt. Yeah. Recent people gave it good praise, right? White female lead. Tons of white male representation. They couldn't even keep it in theaters for a month. It performed so poorly. They had to pull it. So this might have some truth, but it's not applicable, and it was just bad. I will say I have a lot of positive things to say about it, though, and I'm not saying that jokingly. Paul can attest. I watched the second half, and I messaged him like, dude, some really good stuff in here.
The thing that got me, and I know what I'm talking about, they totally gave away the ending. In episode 2. In episode 2, when they hack the tunnel, right? The tunnel is a thing where the cars go underneath Chicago and they get sent through all these different tunnels to different places and everything, right? So it's after Riri has already agreed to work with this group and everything. But then right after that's done, and she is talking to Natalie, right? Behind Riri on the wall are all these posters for Faust. Which, if you don't know what Faust is basically, it's where the phrase, making a bargain with the devil came from.
Felix Faust. That's my Faust.
Well, that's Faust. But that's basically where that came from. So it's like that totally gave it away. As soon as I saw that, I knew. I can say that everyone had been told that Sacha Baron Cohen was playing Mephisto anyway. But I think I probably would have figured out, regardless of who played him, who gave the hood to that guy, to Parker. Just by seeing that.
There was clues all along.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we did the Jurassic Park thing. Let's see. Let's shift gears real quick. Paul sent me the picture of that steelbook as well. The whole steelbook set is coming soon. It'll have a slipcase steelbook 2-disc version. I will be ordering that. Just for those that collect steelbooks, they're not easy to get. Physical media is hard to collect. Steelbooks are the hardest form of physical media to collect. You're going to want to pay attention to the online outlets. Walmart and Target won't cut it. You're going to have to find places like the Movie Room, Groove. Each of these places tend to work with certain specific studios to carry their movies, so look around.
Groove is good. I imagine Warner Brothers does Groove.
Groove, yeah. Yep. But yeah, So be on the lookout for those. And let's get into Ironheart, because I've had at this point so many good discussions about it. Now I watched the second half. The first half was straight, but it was terrible, from the performances to the writing to the if you want to get race bait, if a white person would have wrote this show, people would have been up in arms for the stereotypes used in it and stuff. It was bad. Like, I felt like, and it was all specifically persons of color that were hired as the writers, the directors, everything. And I felt like they leaned into like what are normally looked at as negative stereotypes for minorities. Like, that's just, it was cringe when I was watching it. But the second half got good, and I don't think it got good because the writers intended it to. I think it got good despite the writers realizing what they did. Mm-hmm. Now, one of the big critiques with the first half was Riri is a villain. Right. There's no way around it. Where Riri stands right now, she is a villain. Every choice that she makes is from her really narrow perspective of self-serving, selfishness. Yeah, it starts by getting kicked out of MIT, where she's a very privileged, selfish individual. She's a genius, but she's like she's at MIT on a full fellowship, where she was given that opportunity because of her accolade. She earned it, the attention, and was gifted this opportunity because of her skills, and she squanders it all because she's not happy doing exactly what she wants to do, because she's not getting to do it exactly her way. So she's selling homework, this and that, when she could just go sell a patent or make a little whatever, make plenty of money. So there's huge plot holes in it. But because of this villain arc, because of all the negative things she's done, where she's been accessory to attempted murder of a law enforcement officer, where she literally unintentionally killed somebody, where they get into subjective morality, validating the loss of life. Like, it's okay, because what is good and what is bad, these words don't really exist, which is absolutely crazy. Those words are what define a hero. Absolutely define a hero. But because at the end, when she sits down with Mephisto, the actual person that this genius is there to stop, I'm here to stop the bad guy magic stuff. Oh, now I see the bad guy magic man. You know what? Now that I see you, I'd rather take my selfish whatever. She's literally a villain. And the fact that they ended it with her shaking the hands with the devil and going full villain arc, like, that was genius. But I don't think that they think that she's a villain. I think that the people who wrote this just think she's on a character journey. But them,
well, that's the thing that I mean, and I think I mentioned this last week, is I read some things online before I watched it, but the one thing that I read that I think is absolutely 100% correct for me anyway is that it seems to have set up a much better season 2 than season 1 was.
Yeah. I don't think we're getting a season 2, though.
No, we're not. And that's the problem. We're not getting a season 2.
No season 2.
They didn't know that at the time, but it set up a much better storyline, because does she come to her senses, and does she fight against Mephisto and all those other type of things? Does she find a way, does she, did she do that just to get in with Mephisto and, think that she can have Natalie back and defeat Mephisto and everything else in season 2?
I think that if, like, no matter which, like, knowing they're not getting a season 2, when they made this, they didn't know they weren't getting a season 2. Right. But if they recognize for the first time that these Marvel Now characters suck, which they do, like, it's not limited to Riri. The entire slate of Marvel Now characters suck. No one likes them. And when I say no one, I mean no one. And if you're about to pop in a comment, but I like them.
Miles is really the only legacy character that actually...
And he predates the Marvel Now stuff.
Right.
Miles is amazing and happened through the OG Ultimate Universe, and he was just like brought in. The rest of them just were, here they are, make them. They're out there. The Jane Foster Thor stuff, the Amadeus Cho Hulk stuff, the Alexander Nova stuff, the Riri Iron Man stuff. Like, no one likes these things. Sure, they're fun to have around, but no one's putting these posters on their wall. No one's buying these toys. No kids are going to. They're failed characters, and they're more failed characters are created than successful characters. And we mentioned it last week. Perfect example in DC Comics right now. Who's the little dude from the We Are Yesterday series? Airwave. Yeah, Airwave. They forefronted Airwave, this character that's semi-new, this new Golden Age stuff that Jeff Johns introduced. No one likes Airwave. Was he cool in the series? Sure. Did he get his oh heck yeah moment? Sure. Does anyone like him? No. Like relative to the characters that name me your top 10 favorite characters. Relative to those characters, you don't like him. And that's okay. Like there's too many characters to like them all. It's just what it is. You are so vicious with the Marvel characters. Now, that's why I started talking about Airwave before you even said that comment. I can do it with DC characters too. It's a comic book thing. There's so many characters. I personally love Miss Marvel. Watch this, Mike. No, you don't. I don't believe you. No one does. Only the lady that wrote her, self-inserted her, and forces the comics to come out and get canceled. And I think that's the only person that actually loves her. But I appreciate you putting the positive energy out there. I'm the opposite of Mark. I like the first half of Ironheart better than the second. The second half was all montage clips of building suits out of a car.
Exactly, yes. I liked it the first time when it was Transformers.
Yeah. I did like that, man. They hit that really good emotional beat with the flashback in the garage with her stepfather, like that nailed. You know, Cliff, I don't believe you either now. I don't believe you either. Also love the Tigger Squad. Tiger Squad. I'm a bigger fan of the Tigger Squad. Christopher Robin's gang from the wrong side of the tracks.
Why? Because they bounce.
Every character has fans. They have to have lots of fans to be successful. Yeah. I like the show. That's the only opinion that matters to me. Same with anybody. I'm not telling anybody to like it or dislike it. That's for sure. I did see where the show, setting record, second lowest rated show by the fans. And it also didn't even appear on Illuminate's viewership charts. It was such low viewership that it didn't even chart in the data collecting, which is wild. Cliff's triggered. Got him. Heck yeah, Vogsy. All right, so yeah, I like to pick. I like to fire people up. Yeah, like Pop says, everything has fans. Everything has fans, but it's all relative.
I also watched the first 3 episodes of The Sandman season 2.
I'm not by any chance caught up on that, but how was it?
Good. There's 2 more to come, and then they're doing the second 5-episode drop the end of the month, and then they're doing another 1-episode drop after that, just like they did with the first season. So there's basically 11 episodes in each season. Hello.
That's a lot. I thought I saw something today where it was talking about doing a season 2.5.
Yeah, well, because the each season is 10 episodes. Then they dropped an 11th, but they're doing it. They're dropping 5. They dropped 5 already, and I would still have to watch the last 2. And then they're going to do 5 on the 24th, I believe it is, and then they're going to do a bonus one on the 31st.
Joe says, I have to agree with Mark, though. Predating Miles, the rest of the Marvel Now characters just felt like Marvel was trying to get younger people into comics where older fans were not happy with it. Dude, 1,000%. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. DC copied Marvel in that aspect. They were going to do the 5G thing. They aged up Jonathan Kent. They introduced Yara Flor. They brought Jason as the next Batman. They front ran Joe Mullins. They took a couple that they already had out there, but then they invented a couple more, and none of those characters stuck either, man. Like Yara Flor has her fans. I think Yara Flor is cool as hell, but no one likes her. Jonathan Kent being aged up. I think I'm the only person that campaigns for aged up Jonathan Kent. I think I might be literally the only person, despite how I feel. Nobody likes aged up Jonathan Kent. They just don't. Same thing with, I think Joe Mullins is an anomaly. People like Joe Mullins. It's just a character that's never made a big enough splash to really get too much attention. There's a lot of Green Lanterns, and there's a lot of them that have been around a long time and have really done some stuff over the years with some great writers that has just cemented them as people's favorite. You're not going to be able to overtake that without time. You can't unnaturally force these characters into a mantle. Like, it doesn't happen.
Yeah, and I think also, with the Green Lanterns, you expect that you're going to see new ones because there's like 3,800 out there. So it's not like they're trying, there's supposed to be one Superman, only one, survivor of the planet Earth and the planet Krypton. And it's like, and so when you try to
super family.
yeah, and so if you try to, shoehorn in somebody else, people get upset. Whereas opposed to, okay, you know what? I just met a Green Lantern that I never saw before. But it's like I think they take it a little bit differently. So.
Yeah, that's very true. And I think Taylor hit the nail on the head. This is definitely how I am with a lot of these things too. The problem is they're trying to create new characters to bring in a new audience. What happens instead is the cranky old F words hate all the new characters and no new readers come. Yeah, and I think like how much of it is like they tried it one way and it didn't work, but they're trying to stick to their guns. This DC pulled the plug. Again, DC was trying to copy Marvel and Dan DiDio got fired over it and they pulled the plug on it. But when they were introducing these new characters in the Marvel Now era or what they're about to do with 5G, in order for them to release them, they chose to take away the ones that people like. Like, we know everyone likes these characters, but we need them to like the new ones. So we're going to not just introduce the new ones, we're going to take the old ones from them simultaneously. So they're forced to read the new ones and they'll figure out they like them. Well, your current writers suck when you're doing that. And dude, why would you take anything from the readers? Like they're showing up. They're your fans. Like the fan is your company. Like without the fans, you don't have a company. So it was bad strategy on their part. And I get trying it, but staying with it and really like pretending like you're too stupid to see that, like Taylor said, no new readers came. There's not a basis for this. Why aren't you focusing on including these characters in certain things to build their own reputation, to build their own identity, to get their own moments and stuff? They legitimately tried it with Jonathan Kent, giving him just his own little title. They didn't take Superman from us to do it. They put Superman on the War World story arc where he was isolated. His story was ongoing, but he was dealing with something over here where John was forced to pick up the mantle. Unfortunately, that series was long in the tooth and Tom Taylor didn't do too much justice to it. It wasn't bad, but it didn't get John over. But you gave him a fair shot, like what, 21 issues or something? Now you're just forced to like have him pop up in moments. Dark Crisis, he had a cool little moment in there, but again, he just didn't get over. The fans spoke. He didn't get over. And now he's just getting drugged through the mud. I think what they were doing with DC 5G, they did with the Absolute Universe. Not at all.
Yeah.
The
Absolute Universe are the same characters, basically, just a different take on the same characters in a different world, as opposed to the 5G. It was like, you know what, this is the new Batman. You need to like this new Batman.
Yeah, they were going to take away Kal-El, Bruce Wayne, Diana. They were going to be gone off the board, and just the new era was going to be there. Yeah, it was going to get really weird, man. It's going to get really weird. I bought an entire Flash trade page, as did you, I believe. That year's free comic book day book didn't even release because they didn't want to do this one bit. Dan was really pushing it, but that free comic book day was printed, and it was in the bonus features to a Flash trade paperback. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it was going to get really weird. The only thing that I was really excited about for it was the Wally West with the Dr. Manhattan power that we missed out on, whatever they're going to do with that. But yeah, if y'all haven't figured it out already, drop the hashtag #WeAreLegion. We're about to give away the Action Comics signed by Jeff Johns and the Metamorpho Ian Bertram variant. All right. I got some bonus books going. There's going to be a bonus Mark Spears Green Lantern with a sealed trading card pack from the Return of Superman and the Justice League Watchtower Green Lantern identity card and ABX sticker in there, as well as a Superman Good Guy Gang book. And then in the first giveaway that went to Obito Comics, we're adding the who's this? Gillian March, Harley Quinn Summer of Superman variant, a bunch of the DC Cosmic cards in there, as well as the what was that one? Superman Unlimited #1 free comic book day edition. That's getting added into that one.
That's a flip book. It has the Absolute Universe on the other side.
Absolutely does. So those are added in there, and Comics and movies have similar problems. Yeah. There's a lot of overlap, right? A lot of overlap.
Yeah. And it's, the trope is that everyone wants something new until you give them something new, and then it's like, where's it's not the one that I remember.
Yeah. Spider-Man 2099. Yeah, that was good how they did that, because the 2099 line didn't infringe on the other stuff. I mean, they slowed down the other stuff while they were doing that because they were focused on that, but it was set in 2099. And some of the more popular ones they've been able to use again and everything. Hashtag press the button. I heard that in Stimpy's voice. My kids both read my back issues. I take them to the store and they want books from the back issues, never the new stuff. Yes, Mom. G or Mommy will be happy to.
No, they're doing grown-up stuff and they won't let me do anything.
What is the grown-up stuff they're doing?
I don't know. They didn't tell me.
I wonder if they're packing up for vacation. What do you want to eat?
Popsicles.
That was a good little. You have to give me just a minute, okay? Give me just a minute.
One.
That's a second. I need a minute. Count to 60. But don't do it over here. All right, so let's spin this bad boy. All right, who's winning this one? Spidey's powdered tumblers, nice.
Nice for him to get something back.
Yeah, it is.
The people, so
he's who curated my custom Turok cup, and the one my wife walks around with her daily. Boom. So we're running out of time, and a lot of people don't know, but if we it's not gold for 20, but if we hit that 20 range, that 20 super chat range, giving away McFarlane's Superman figure. Start another goal. And it's the one that's still mint inbox, not open. And there's not a lot of time on this because we ain't going to be here much longer. All right. Superman movie. Check. Ironheart. Check. Yeah, I like them committing to the villain arc, despite them not knowing that they just committed to a villain arc. I hope that the Chief next appears as a bad guy. Like, she's not getting her second season. Total flop of a show, just like everything else they put out anymore. But the next time we see her, she's not slated, not announced for the next Avengers, Dr. Doom, Robert Downey Doom movie. What's the
Doomsday?
Yeah, that's it. Avengers, Robert Downey Doom. So after that is Secret Wars, which I'm assuming like everyone's going to make an appearance in that. So if that's the case, it'd be cool if she's there as a villain. You know what I mean? And you can like clear her of the dark magic, have Doctor Strange do his strange things, or in this case, Wong. Wong's the Sorcerer Supreme, or Clea, because Clea, that's another dropped plot thread who popped up in an after credits, or the Black Knight, that's or Blade, or the Young Avengers, whatever. There's a million random drop plot threads. Pick one. But I thought in the last of the show that Anthony Ramos came through and got a couple of moments to actually act and do a little performing, which was cool, but ultimately, I'd give the first half a 3 out of 10. The second half, probably a 6 out of 10, because I was just so shocked that they committed to that. Yeah, waiting on Star Fox and Pit Patrol. Let them fix her. You said Star Fox, and I immediately thought of the N64 game. But who knows where it'll go? Who knows? Let's see. Do you have anything else on the hit list?
Can't think of anything.
All right. Are you ready for this big one?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Wheel of Names. Where is it? Oh, I need to get the Wheel of Names up. That's right. Got all these names in here. All right, time for the 3 CGC slabs in the stack of raw books. So this one's going out to the Wheel of Names, holding out for a Squirrel Girl. There we go. Yeah. Goal resetted. Don't have a lot of time, but if we hit the 10 on that one, giving away a sealed McFarlane Superman figure mint in box. So we got the bonus prizes put in, the whole separate giveaway for a McFarlane figure on the goal reset. So, yep, that will hit it because this is going fast, and then we're about to make like a baby and head out. Me and Paul have a video we have to record for tomorrow. I think Squirrel Girl will be cool. At this point, what do you got to lose? Let Squirrel Girl come in and just wipe everyone out. What's up?
6.
And
Oh, cool. Go tell mommy. Go tell mommy.
Oh, you said I got to 6.
and she's got the dinosaur with her, so it's like you can have Marvel and Jurassic Park together.
Paul, at this point, you just got to advertise tomorrow.
Mommy,
Okay, so tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., Mark and I will be discussing on our DC Comics Deep Dive. We will be discussing Absolute Green Lantern, issue number 4. That's on our deep dive. This is not a Guess Key Week. Next week, so a week from Wednesday, which is the 16th, I believe, is our next Guess Key Week. We will have Chonko's Comics and Chris, the comic vet, will be joining us on that. And we will have another Summer of Superman prize package with a special add-on that we'll have. So make sure you join us. That is on the 16th, Wednesday night on the 16th at 9 p.m. Now back to your regularly scheduled at Week's End.
And next Sunday is going to be a special at Week's End because we'll be talking Superman. We'll be talking Superman. I'll be on vacation, but be streaming live from the island, not the bathroom.
Packed for vacation.
Monkey said she's already packed for vacation. Galactus is soft. That's charming, anyways. Howard the Duck movie, that'd be good. Squirrel Girl beats Galactus in the Fantastic Turtlenecks. That'd be cool. All right. So this is this last giveaway. We got all the channel members. If you're in the Legion tier, there are 2 tiers. There's a supporter tier and the Legion tier. If you're in the Legion tier, you get the extra perks and stuff like the early access to videos and all that. And I put your name on a wheel and pick a Legionnaire of the Month, and that Legionnaire of the Month is getting that giant stack that we showed off at the beginning with the Jurassic Park slab double signed, the Lee Bermeo Superman signed, the Origin of Galactus slabbed up, the John Jang Star Wars books, the first Doomsday Death of Superman, Raptor #1, Mark Spears variants, the Superman for All Season complete sets, the sketch cover stuff, getting all of it. So a big shout out, thank you to the channel members. Consider joining the channel membership, and also don't forget that if you check out legionofcomics.shop, you can rock out with the Legion of Comics.
The logo that you see in the center of the wheel.
Yeah, that logo that you see in the center of the wheel. They're doing a limited merch sale for the summertime for July. It is America's birthday this month. And no matter how you feel about anything currently in political climates ever, remember that the government is not the country we are. No matter what our differences are, we are still America. And you can sport your American goodness. Legionofcomics.shop got new hats, shirts, tank tops, pocket logos, and it's the OG logo. I told y'all when I did the update and the rebranding that it wasn't the last you've seen of the original logo, and it's definitely not. The original logo is still my favorite, and got more plans with it beyond this. But check out legionofcomics.shop.
I see a Turok logo in my future.
Oh man, wouldn't that be cool? It'd be hard to get any kind of significant image of Turok in this small space there. But yeah, check it out. It looks good. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was fighting the devil playing hell, trying to get that to work out, and I eventually just had to pull an audible and ask DJ to give me an assist with it. I'm like, bro, I'm having a hard time getting this, and he got it done. So big shout out and thank you to my main man with pots and pans, DJ Links. But yeah, be sure to check that out if you're interested in getting some merch. It's a good time to do it. All right, y'all ready?
Ready.
You ready?
You look ready.
There we go. All right, good luck to everybody. And thank you again for supporting the channel. The only reason I'm able to do these giveaways is because of the people that are on this wheel, the people that are on the supporter tier. That's where all the money goes. Clearly, this is a lot more money than comes to the channel. So thank you guys. All goes right back out to y'all. And who's getting the giant stack of goodies? Bearded Comic Bro.
Nice.
Coming Greg's way. Nice. Get the screenshot of that. So congrats to Greg. All right. Thank you guys for coming. Go check out Jurassic Rebirth, a.k.a. the Jurassic Island. And then come back for Superman. I'll be live Tuesday for my new DC Day stream, clearly talking about the hype of Superman. The review embargo lifts tomorrow. If you're a Legionnaire, there's already a movie talking about those early leaked reviews, getting prepped for tomorrow. And then Tuesday, I'll be hanging out pre-gaming at 2 p.m. before going to see it tomorrow night, talking new comics and all that. And then Friday morning, I should be on for a little bit because my house ain't waking up that early to drive off for vacation. I will, but I'll be on Friday morning, having already seen Superman, trying not to talk spoilers. And then Sunday night, right back here for the Superman spoiler stream. So if you've seen Superman, this is where you want to be next Sunday, because we'll be discussing it in grave detail, critiquing the hell out of it, picking it apart, being hypercritical, and fanning out, because those are the things that I enjoy doing with these properties. Have a blessed day to you too, Christina. Coco, is awesome seeing you. Thanks for popping in, Cliff. I'm sorry that you were triggered. I'm not sorry that I triggered you.
Yeah. So Tuesday at 2:00, you can do like a Superman tailgating.
Yes, that's what we're doing. A cape gating.
Yeah.
I'll be tailgating for that. Megan 2.0 saw that, gave it a 7 out of 10. It was entertaining. Ooh.
Can't be that good. Only got 7.
Can't be that good. Correct. Yeah. In case you heard me, I'm sorry that I'm sorry that you were triggered, not that I triggered you. Come back next week. I'll do it again. Matter of fact, I'll DM you before now and then. All right, guys. Seriously, thank y'all for coming. I enjoy hanging out every Sunday. That's going to do it until next week. As always, I'm Mark. That's Paul, but we are Legion.